Blue fragrances. What exactly is a blue scent? It doesn't just mean that a fragrance has a blue bottle or blue coloration to the fragrance liquid itself. It goes a little bit deeper than that. And so I wanted to make this video for people who are just starting out. Maybe you're newer to the collecting hobby and you're a little bit confused on the concept of a blue fragrance, because when you actually think about it from a regular person's standpoint, it could be confusing. You know, you hold up a bottle that's blue. Oh, this is blue fragrance? And us fragrance enthusiasts would be like, no, that's not a blue fragrance. No, not even close. And these people are just going to be like, what is it then? So I'm going to be going over what a blue fragrance is. I'm going to be going over why I think there are so many. We'll just kind of talk about these a little bit. And I think I should probably start this video off by saying that I don't hate blue fragrances, okay? If you're looking for a video where I sit here and bash blue fragrances for 10 or 15 minutes straight, this isn't going to be the video for you. I apologize, but I really do like them. I feature them often in videos because at the end of the day, my channel is geared towards the everyday guy. And so from the outside looking in, I think it could be easy for some people to look at a fragrance reviewer, a fragrance channel, and immediately label them as a snob that hates blue fragrances and hates generic smelling fragrances and only likes niche. And while there are channels out there that do focus solely on premium fragrance products, that's not me. I'll feature them from time to time, but I like to try to keep it realistic for the majority of you guys out there who are just looking to pick up some stuff that smells good to the people around you. And so because of that, blue fragrances is something that is brought up a lot. So what is a blue fragrance? Really, a blue fragrance is a scent that has heavy focus on ambroxan, or ambergris in the natural form, right? Oftentimes, blue fragrances will also be associated with having this fresh, clean shower gel type of smell. Oftentimes, they'll be a little bit spicy. They will be very attention-grabbing. When you really boil it down, the majority of blue fragrances as well have really, really strong performance, typically because they're going to be made up of so many synthetics and aroma chemicals and that sort of thing. And of course, before a bunch of people comment saying that there are weak blue fragrances, yes, there are weak blue fragrances. I know people get triggered when a fragrance doesn't last 14 plus hours. There are some blue fragrances out there that are maybe 5-6 hour scents, but the overwhelming majority, I'm talking Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Aqua Atlantique, you know, what else am I missing here? Perriellis Aqua Extreme, YSLY EDP, YSLY Parfum, that whole bunch right there, those are strong scents, at least on me. You do have some fragrances like, for example, Bleu de Chanel, which pioneered the blue fragrance category. That's going to be a little bit more conservative. You know, it's not going to be as strong. It's a good performer across the line. They all are decent, but they're not quite on that beast mode level, which is kind of a nice thing because, you know, it has a little bit more of a refined performance, a little bit more of a gentlemanly approach on this DNA. And this really kind of is the pinnacle of it. It's where it's all started, man. That citrus, grapefruit, amber, incense, of course, giving it that smokiness. I mean, this stuff is a work of art. It's beautiful. And we have this to thank for all of the blue fragrances. I mean, literally every brand, designer, and niche wants their cut of the blue fragrance pie. So now that we kind of answered what a blue fragrance is, we'll just go over why there are so many. And I think we all know this realistically. There's no hidden secret or something behind the scenes where it's all hush hush. It's because of money, right? Every brand, designer, niche is out there to make money, okay? I don't care what anyone says. Oh, this niche brand here, they're only doing it for the passion. They don't care about making money. Or, oh, this indie brand here, they're only doing it for the passion. They don't care about making money. That's a lie. All of these brands are after making money. And sure, a lot of the indie brands are probably doing it for the passion, but I can guarantee you they're not selling those fragrances right at cost and enough to pay for the bottles and the fragrance and not make any money. They're shaving money off the top. They're making money. There's no doubt about it. And so when it comes to getting in on a trend like blue fragrances, brands are going to hop on it. Again, this dates way back, and even now in 2022, blue fragrance varieties are still being released. Take not the most recent, but a little bit more recent, last year, 2021, just as an example to pick on one. Calvin Klein Defy has a YSL-Y EDP smell up top, dries down, very vetiver heavy, so it takes a big twist, but still, this DNA, it has that blue fragrance type of thing going on, that YSL-Y smell, and that kind of was derived from the other popular ones, Sauvage, Dylan Blue, Aqua Essenziale Blue. It's YSL's take on a blue scent, and really now almost every brand has that. And so why are blue fragrances so popular? Why are people still buying blue fragrances, right? Because there's an easy argument to make that, oh, there's so many now, why are people still buying them? And the reason why is because while blue fragrances can all smell similar, because for the most part they're all heavily focusing on ambroxan and sorts like that, brands are still able to get creative. Perfumers are still very talented. I mean, when you take a look at the perfumers of a lot of these here, incredibly talented individuals. And so they're able to spin it. They're able to turn it around. They're able to twist it. And they're able to bring something new to life. Again, like I was just talking about, YSL-Y Eau de Parfum, blue fragrance, but this doesn't smell like Sauvage or Dylan Blue or Bleu de Chanel or Aqua Atlantique. It kind of has its own twist. It's a sweeter take on the blue fragrance, right? And each brand has their own little twist, and it's just all about finding what that is, and it's about finding your favorite. Aqua Atlantique, unfortunately discontinued now, but the main selling point of that one was it's an aquatic blue fragrance. There really aren't too many out there like it. In fact, I haven't smelled anything that smells like Aqua Atlantique. Nothing, right? It's really in a league of its own. Sure, it can get compared to Dylan Blue. Sure, it can get compared to Sauvage. But to say it smells like those on a heavy level just doesn't make any sense. Maybe you think that, and that's all up to personal preference, but after you've smelled so many different things and you're able to differentiate fragrances, you would go to that statement and be like, yeah, they are quite different. And so when it comes down to it, it's all about finding what has that magical feeling for the consumer, because I don't get that feeling from every fragrance that I smell. I don't get that from most fragrances that I smell. I smell a lot of things, and for something to really blow me away and give me that excitement, it has to be good, and it really just has to kind of check off a bunch of boxes for me that sometimes even we don't know what those boxes are. Just whatever it is, it clicks with you right away and you're like, yes, this is what I need. There are maybe a few blue fragrances that really do that for me, but not all of them. And so I think while it's easy to get annoyed that there are so many out there and that they're continuing to be more and more put out, it can still be beneficial somewhat to kind of help someone find that scent that they really, really enjoy, the mass-pleasing, big-performing scent where all they care about is compliments. It's nice to have this wide selection. Sure, that can make it challenging to narrow it down, but at the same time, if you go into your local department store, they're going to have a lot of these where you can just knock them all out and smell them and kind of pick which one you like. Now, am I tired of blue fragrances being put out? Yeah, sure, I am. I mean, I would like to see some new stuff, but at the same time, I don't get outraged by it necessarily. There's nothing we can do to control it. We're just kind of at the mercy of what these brands are doing at the moment. At the same time, though, it can kind of get a little bit weird when a brand will put out something new and experimental, and it also gets dragged through the mud, just like if they were to put out a blue fragrance. So it's like, where is the line here? Are they supposed to put out something new and different and challenging and unique, or are they supposed to put out more of the same? There's always going to be a group that's on one side or the other, so it is hard for these brands to navigate that, I think. And I think they're going to continue to do more for the masses because that's their general market, but also because if they were to put out something super unique just for the fragrance community, it's not going to sell well, and there are still going to be people that are completely wiping it and bashing it and throwing it away and not even wanting to try it because it's so different and hard to pull off and challenging. So it's kind of a weird balancing act, I think, for a lot of these brands. So hopefully that kind of clears some things up for you guys out there. I've done videos on blue fragrances, like my favorite ones or the best ones or whatever. So if you want to watch that and get some recommendations, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to go through a bunch of them here in this video. I already named off a few examples or whatever. But yeah, I think it's something that is still probably not going to go away anytime soon. Who knows what the next trend is going to be? I mean, if it was Iris for a while, it's Ambroxan. It seemed like ISO Chewy Super / Cashmerean was starting to come into play and be a new trend, and it's still being used heavier than before, so maybe that'll continue to grow. But that's kind of where we're at right now with blue fragrances. Love them or hate them, sick of them or not, they aren't going anywhere. And again, for me, I'm not afraid to admit, I like them. I wear them, I feature them. They're good. YSLY EDP that I have right here. Love it. Love the new Parfum even more. Love good old Bleu de Chanel, man. I mean, it's considered played out and basic at this point, but it still smells great. Until these stop selling, we're still going to have them put out. That's just how it is. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me. Blue fragrances. Didn't want to make this one too long. I could probably drone on about blue fragrances for a lot longer than I did here, but short and to the point. Gives you an idea of what it is if you're unaware, and just kind of highlights the reasoning behind them. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.